Hello everybody, Scott Golden with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. We move into almost the middle of the month of June in 1984. We open with a review package, the long and storied feud between the Freebirds and Von Erichs covered here. If you've been following along, not much to follow there. If you haven't, basically it's a highlight of why the Freebirds and Von Erichs hate each other. They do these about every 2 or 3 months, just for new viewers, I would assume. Stella Mae French pulls up in a big rig, coming along the side of the road, middle of the road, nowhere. And she talks about being the legal guardian of Val, a.k.a. Sunshine, and blaming Jimmy Garvin for causing her mental and emotional distress. Supposedly Val has run away, and we do not know where she is located. They talk about trying to bring about her safe return home, and that Stella Mae is interested in getting her hands on Jimmy Garvin under any circumstances necessary. Missing Link up next. Missing Link opens the first run wrestling with Jules Strongbow. Strongbow, obviously, one half of the Strongbow brothers, Native American character. Missing Link, a key component at this juncture of the Akbar stable. And, Link is certainly a very unique character. Doesn't waste a lot of motion, but also doesn't do a heck of a lot in the ring that doesn't protect him. Bit of a, I guess you could say, a bit of a selfish character. Anyway, headbutts and such by Link. Link likes to use his head as an offensive weapon. That has not changed since he got here. I don't think it's changed since he started the character. A lot of people don't realize, but he was a much more prolific wrestler in the earlier stages, and he immediately takes down and beats down Strongbow, gets a nerve hold on him, and then kind of switches that into a choke-style submission. That leads to a victory for the Link, and Skandar Akbar sneaks in, takes a few kicks and licks of his own. Precious and Jimmy Garvin out next after that matchup, and they are talking about Stella Mae French, Garvin looking over his shoulders. This is where the "it's not my fault" mentality comes in with Garvin. Garvin says that French is completely nuts. She hasn't liked him from day one. She is a problem and will continue to be. He's not a fan of that at all, and immediately kind of goes off in that direction. Precious doesn't say a heck of a lot, but she agrees that French is crazy. And then we move into Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin against Tony Torres. This is a match to keep Garvin elevated, I would suppose, if for no other reason. Garvin in a beautiful sparkly green jacket, and the former multi-time American champion, Texas champion, is in rare form here this week. His feud with Adams, many would think should be over, but isn't. He immediately gets takedowns on Torres. Torres does have the capability to win some underneath matches, but not a guy that's proven a heck of a lot in terms of the ability to handle, more aggressive competition, and so his role here is pretty well defined. We then see that, Garvin does get a victory after about 5 minutes or so. He immediately gets a finishing maneuver on his adversary and is able to, I wouldn't say embarrassingly quick, but definitely, swinging neckbreaker puts him away, and there's very little Torres is going to do. 1, 2. Torres does kick out of the swinging neckbreaker, but soon is the victim of his final fate, more towards the brainbuster type suplex type maneuver and takes the victory there. Stella Mae French makes her way into the ringside area and into the ring and immediately wants to get at Garvin. Referee will not allow this. She does not have the proper license. Chris Adams out in his gear, which I don't quite understand. But Adams trying to calm her down, and she makes it clear she wants the fight. Main event, Killer Khan and Terry Gordy against Chris Adams and Iceman King Parsons. Adams is still a babyface here, although he's wearing a little thin. Gordy may be causing some problems in the Freebird by taking on another partner. Parsons obviously has been one of, if not the, most prolific tag team babyface in the region over the past year and a half or so. Been protected well enough that he can hang with Gordy. Not many people can do that, but he is one that can. We then immediately see Gordy using power early and making it clear that he is not impressed with getting slammed around, which King Parsons is able and willing and capable of doing. Khan comes in, uses a bit more rough style, but also locks in his submissions. Gordy and Khan cut off the ring quite a bit and almost get a victory that way. King Parsons in and back in and goes at it with Gordy. It seems like they're trying to keep Khan and Parsons apart from a major story until late in the match, and then there is an attempted chokeout by Khan, which not a huge surprise there. The match continues, and I mean, they gave this probably about 12 minutes, so certainly not a short affair. Khan does go forth and get a tainted victory. Tainted because he uses the ability to cheat in the middle there. Gordy also launching off the top, but that Adriatic spike a main focus, and then we move to the close of the program. The, I guess you'd say, Freebird and Khan, Freebird singular, have the advantage, and it is clear that Iceman King Parsons is not his normal chipper self after this particular affair, and Chris Adams gets laid out as well. So obviously the advent of the relationship with Killer Khan, useful here. We will be back with more right after this. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.